Hello, hello. This building here is an abandoned Shari restaurant in Grants Pass, Oregon. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Shall we begin? As expected, signs are still hanging around. There used to be an Oregon lottery sign, but it was removed at some point. Same thing happened to other former Shari restaurants here in Oregon. The building seems to be in good shape from what I'm seeing. It's not surprising to see the vast majority of vacant Shari locations leave their signage behind. Here's the restaurant entrance. You're currently seeing the vestibule. Of course, they are common in nearly all businesses. As far as you know, this building was built in between 1995 and 1996. Then they permanently shut down in October 2024, along with the remaining locations statewide. Those are business hours listed, but none of them are filled in anymore. So sad. The general manager's name is still visible on the window. That's pretty interesting. It's just so weird that Oregon doesn't have any Shari's left. The restaurant company still exists, but it can only be found in Washington, Idaho, and California. There's like 10 of them left right now. Here's what the dining area looks like. It has pretty much the same layout as every other Shari's restaurant. Notice all the lights are shut off as well. On top of that, the interior hadn't been updated since the early 2000s. I vividly remember the green boots from my old local Shari from back in the day. I honestly prefer those classic ones because they were better. A bunch of menus are still in the menu holder. That's literally crazy. I remember it used to have a full menu in book form, but then they drastically reduced it to just a sheet of paper. Of course, private equity in the CEO is responsible for destroying the restaurant brand. I can't believe they cut down even more food options and other things in an attempt to save money. Here's the solarium. There are cluster of tables within this area. Wonder why they were moved here from the main dining area. It reminds me of when the old Shari's in Kennewick, Washington moved most of the tables and chairs into the solarium area. Luckily, I have the footage of that abandoned Shari back in 2023. If you haven't seen it already, please do so in the description below. I heard that place is no longer vacant and is now a local family restaurant. We have a nice little ramp leading in and out at the solarium section. Anyway, we know that Shari had financial problems like unpaid rent and other issues for quite a while. For example, a former employee of this particular Shari mentioned on social media that they hadn't paid their rent since June 2024 and received an eviction notice a week before the shutdown. He said they would have been out of business already if they hadn't paid the $60,000 they owed. He and the other employees were able to receive their last paycheck, and he was surprised they didn't get into any problem. However, all the vendors did. If it weren't for the CEO who destroyed Shari, who should have been fired years ago, and if they had found a good, caring CEO, the company would likely be doing fine by now. The massive shutdown might have been avoided as well. That's just my thoughts. You can see the busing station in the middle dining area. Wonder if the water is turned off or not. Either way. I also find it interesting that most of the decorations and items from every table have been removed. I have seen other closed Sharis leaving everything behind after an wrap closure. Too bad the place couldn't get cleaned up. I realized there are a few previous systems left behind in the restaurant. I wonder why would they do that. I guess it's meant for a potential new restaurant owner in the future. Hopefully they are still working properly. There's a few red floor signs too. The entryway down there leads to the kitchen. Pretty dark and empty in there. You can somewhat see the old dishwashing station. Here's the other door along with the boarded up window. That would have been the manager's office. Cool. We're gonna see the back area. Here's what it looks like. Got a few chairs and some baby students outside. Weird. There's some information left behind in the wall. They should have been removed anyway. But whatever. That's what the kitchen looks like. pretty sure the food ingredients are gone also. Hopefully that's the case. The door on the left is the manager's office like I mentioned earlier. Wonder if there's a computer on the desk. Got some binders on the shelves too. That's even more crazy. Wow. The door on the right leads to the dry storage space. Bet there are empty shelves in there. Could be wrong though. The brown door definitely leads to the kitchen. Unfortunately, there's no access to the building since the door is locked. Oh well. Moving on. Got some bushes around. Again, here's another sign. It's a beautiful day outside. I honestly prefer sunny weather to rain. Here's another exit door. Just a bit of a graffiti on it. Not surprised. Those windows are blacked out, as you can see. It would have been your gambling service by Oregon Lottery. Unrelated, but if you look at the old big lots right across the road, I actually filmed that store during its liquidation sale. If you haven't seen the video yet, the link is in the description below. Unfortunately, I don't have time to film that abandoned big lots because I am on my way to Medford. Carefree know my new signs. You can see what the old gambling area looks like on the left. They would have had 6 slots machines in there. Got a big booth down there. There's few decorations on the wall. Wasn't expecting to see those. By the way, before the gambling area existed, the space used to have additional dining areas back in the 90s. All the Shari's locations in Oregon built before the 2000s are resident too. You can see another business station over here. The W is straight ahead of the janitor's closet. Could be stuff inside. There used to be an ATM here for the gambling service at one point. Every Shari's in Oregon had those back then. Oh, by the way, when I was scrolling through posts about Shari's closure on social media, I happened to see a photo of the restaurant showing a couple with a kid on this last day of business. I remember they were standing in front of the old-pie display case. A dad was literally holding a small glass pane with the Shari's logos that came from the register. Afterwards, he was able to keep it as a souvenir after asking an employee if he could take it home. I was like, that's good for him. She'll probably remember the restaurant 10 years from now when she look at the artifact again. For me, I will remember it as long as I can. I miss them sometimes. I'm also surprised that the Shari's bakery sign we saw earlier hasn't been taken down. Maybe it's too heavy to carry. I would have loved to bring it home. Anyway, I wonder what's the future for these vacant Shari's. Maybe it'll stay vacant for a long time, even years from now. You can see the bathrooms down there. The first door near the double doors is the women's restroom, and the second door straight ahead is the men's. Again, you can see the old-pie display case over here. The pies literally weren't homemade prior to the shutdown. Shari used to buy pies from Shari's or Leary's as a shortcut instead of making them from scratch. You could literally buy the same brand of pie at the grocery store for a cheaper price, while Shari used to charge extra. Honestly, that's just terrible what they did. It's no wonder Shari's out of business because of that too. Here's the final shot. And that'll be it. That's gonna wrap up the video. Make sure to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see you on the other side.